All right, everybody, welcome back to week 19 on the podcast. So 2 weeks left. Last week we were 7-10. Not our best week, but really the position we're in is between Jamie and Stone here. So Stone is going to have 7 picks this week. Jamie is going to have also 7 picks this week. If Stone would win them all and Jamie would lose them all, it would actually put Stone in a position to overcome the 15 game deficit here. So really, mathematically, Jamie is like 1 or 2 wins away from securing the whole season and getting the championship. He's leading. He's got 60 wins. Stone's got 45. I have 30. And for those that follow us every week, Stone is on vacation this week. He had to mail his picks in, so I have them here, and it's just going to be Jamie and I. So I'll pass it over to Jamie for opening remarks for the 19th week in a row because he's been in first place the whole time.
Yeah, I want to say it. The 04 is not out of the question. Connor cursed me 2 weeks, but I jumped back on my horse. I won both my game picks, which we're going to get some extra game picks. Not so great on the player prop side. That's okay. We'll get back on that horse. But I'm going to juju myself, and this is going to be my greatest week of the season right here.
Ooh.
To slam shot.
Oh, I like what's going on here. All right, so with that, we'll kind of pivot over into the game picks. So second to last week of the season. This will be week 19. We'll start with Stone with 5, Jamie with 3, and then myself with 2. It's going to be a little touchy. I think every time I make an edit to the spreadsheet, it's going to go blank over here. So just hang in there and we'll show everything at the end. But so Stone's first game pick that he sent to me was Kansas City minus 4.5, and that's at minus 110. They play Saturday at 7:10, and they're playing the Miami. They're at home, and they're playing Miami. Um, this is supposed to be, I think, a weather game. Tickets are about $25 right now, or something like that, which is crazy. Can't be good for the NFL. Um, but Stone is locking in minus 4.5.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like with the wind chill, supposed to be like negative 30. So, I mean, I'm with the fans on this one. Why would you be out in that weather when you can be at home with your HD or, you know, UHD, whatever the TVs now? You can see each individual blade of grass and freckles on people's face. Be warm, eat food, not be chilling out there. But, Miami's really banged up. So,
hmm I think that maybe if Taylor Swift was there, you could like justify $20 ticket, maybe get a chance to see her, but sitting out in the snow like that, not exactly the way people want to spend their Saturday. So with that, Jamie, you're up next. You got 3 picks this week.
I like that was first pick because I'm gonna branch off that. I'm gonna go with Miami's team total, and I'm gonna go under 18 and a half points,
Do you say
and that's
over or under?
under
Ooh, okay.
at plus 100. So even money on this. Uh, there's a lot of stats that I'm gonna do on the player prop side because I got a guy in this game too. The Tua is not good in games that are under 45 degrees. He is 0-4, which kind of plays into Stone's pick as well. 55% completion rate, 4 TDs, 5 interceptions. They're banged up. It's going to be a really tough game for them. Like you already mentioned the weather, so I see this being low scoring.
Yeah, it'll be a fun game to watch today. I'm not I'm not an under person, but
Clearly,
18 and a half just doesn't sound like that many, so it must not. But
I
with the
think,
weather, you never know.
I think the total for both teams like 43. So I mean,
Yeah,
I'm giving
43 and a half.
I'm giving up 3 points. I think is what I'm doing for Miami's.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go a different hit a different game here, and I'm gonna fade a team that has been playing really, really poorly. It might come back to bite me, but this is a home dog against a team that's been playing terrible over the last couple of weeks, and so I'm gonna take Tampa Bay plus 3. at home versus Philly. That's at minus 115. And yeah, really, this is get points for a home dog and pick it against a team that has not exactly shown that they're doing anything spectacular right now. Um, that's the one I'm going to lock in for my
Yeah, that
first
was
pick.
yeah. Philly does not look good.
No, they have had a tough stretch in their schedule there, and that's what everyone thought it was. And then now they've played some not so good teams, and it's like doesn't look good. And now they got to go down to Tampa Bay. Um, so we'll see how that game goes tomorrow night. Um, all right, so then we'll go pivot back to Stone. Stone's second pick this week is Dallas -7. Um, Dallas is playing. Let's see.
Green Bay.
Dallas is playing Green Bay, and they are at home. That is a minus 112 odds on that. Um, Dallas can put up points, but I don't know. Laying 7 in a playoff game scares me. Jamie, what do you think?
I mean, especially for Dallas. I mean, come on, they playoff risers to say. I mean, I think they want to shed that. I don't know, stigma, I guess against them, but yeah, I don't ever have faith in them. But they are in Jerry World, so if they're gonna cover it, that's the time to pick it. They're at home, they're feeling good against the Green Bay team. That's their quarterback's inexperienced, so that pass rush gets to him, rattles his cage a little bit. I can see it getting out of hand.
Yeah. So, what do you got on the next one, Jamie?
So now I have a question. I have a
Okay.
point. So you pick the Bucks to cover. Can I pick the Bucks money line?
Yes, you can.
All right, I'm taking the Bucks money line then.
Nice.
And that's at plus 120.
That'd be a nice one to hit for the championship.
Yeah, going for value. You'll see that, but I mean, just adding more to what I've already said is round out. So your top receivers out, and the Eagles have looked really bad. The Bucks run D is one of the top in the NFL. So what are you going to do? You have to pass it to your second wide receiver. I just don't think that's going to go well. And on the flip side, the Eagles' passing defense is terrible. And who they got? Chris Godwin, you got Mike Evans ready to tear that up. Baker's been playing great this year. So I see it. I smell an upset.
Man, so leaving the 3 points out there and taking the money line. I like it. I'll probably sprinkle that on my own personal card. Um, I'm gonna hit it now. I'm gonna hit a game we haven't talked about yet. I think there are two games on the board today that have the potential of becoming unhinged and becoming a shootout. And the first one, which has a lower total, is Cleveland and Houston, and that over under is at, let's see, 45. I'm going to go over 45, and that's at minus 110. I just can see this in the second half. If it's close, I think both teams, even though Joe Flacco just came off his couch, right? Both teams have faith in their passing game and their quarterbacks, and if this thing became turned into a shootout, it is likely that could be the case. And so my second pick is going to be that. It's going to kind of parallel us into Stone's next pick. Stone has a lot of faith in the Houston Texans. He's going to take Houston money line, and he's going to do that at plus 114. I do think they have a chance to win this game. I do like what Stroud is doing. If I'm not mistaken, that is a home game for them. So
Yes.
there's a home dog that we're getting. So both the home dogs so far that we've talked about, we have money line on the board. So, that's sharp gambling right there.
That's something you should have checked for your over. They're in a dome. Like that's going to be, perfect to run the ball or pass the ball, whatever you want to do. And I want to jump in on this too. Let's get all three boys on this game. I am going to do the opposite. I'm taking the Browns to cover.
Ooh, okay.
So they need to win by a field goal, and that's minus 112.
So minus 2.5, minus 112. Got it.
It's a rookie QB going up against one of the best defenses. Joe Flacco's been there, done that. Like you said, I mean, this could be high scoring. The Browns kind of transformed their offense once Flacco got there. I mean, they've been throwing it over 41 times a game, and I mean that has to do with Nick Chubb going down as well. But I think the Browns' defense, their passing defense is great. They got Myles Garrett, so you're going to take away, hopefully, Houston's main point of attack, which is the passing the ball. So, I don't know. I like it. We'll see how it plays out for all of us.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this game. I think this really has a anybody can win, points should be scored vibe to it. Those are the kind that I'm going to tune in for. So to close out this side here, Stone has 2 additional picks, and so his next pick that he had on his list here is Pittsburgh, and I only wrote down Pittsburgh, but that can't be totally right. Pittsburgh and Buffalo, and he picked the over 33.5 at -105 there. So he's saying that they're going to go over. That game is that game's on Monday. Monday is a holiday. That's why it's at 3:30. I was like, you got to be kidding me. What's up?
Pittsburgh's tomorrow.
I have 2 games on Monday here. One of them.
There's only no.
Okay.
Philly's on. Pittsburgh's tomorrow at 1:00. There's Sunday at 1:00.
All right. Jamie said it.
I'm watching.
What's up?
I'm going to be watching that game with James.
Okay.
On the podcast.
Now I gotta check on ESPN what ESPN says. Now ESPN says Monday 3:30.
What?
Yeah.
Did I mess this up? I did mess it up. Yeah.
I thought it was a mistake too because I forgot there was a holiday on Monday. Anyway, while Jamie's mind is warped a little bit, Stone's going to go over on that. I think that is one of the lowest totals of the week. 33.5. Yeah, that is the lowest total of the week there. And so then the other one that he is playing, which kind of feeds back in with Jamie's under in Miami, is he is taking the entire game under. So the KC Miami under 43.5, and that's going to be at -110. And so that'll kind of lock him out for the week. He will be back next week, and next week might be more of a show up, get your picks out. It doesn't really mean anything kind of situation for us, but that is how we're going to lock in the game side. So now we'll flip over to the player side.
Real quick, point of order. The game was at o'clock tomorrow. It got moved because of the weather.
It got moved because of the weather. Okay. So you were on top of your game. I was just checking it in, looking right now.
That got moved like recently. The Steelers-Bills game is the first time that weather has caused an NFL playoff game to be moved to a later date.
Wow. It'll be nice, though, for that holiday. I thought it was calculated, but it wasn't. Could you imagine if that happened? They wouldn't have done that if it wasn't a holiday, so I'm not even going to speculate.
That and the stadium's open. They were asking people to come shovel the stadium. Come help us shovel the stadium because we have a foot of snow. It's ridiculous. Anyways, moving on to the player.
Anyway, so we got player side. Jamie's going to start us off. He's got 4, then myself with 2, and then Stone with 2. That's just based off units. And so with that, Jamie, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, you're going to find out a lot of my picks are related to my game picks, and that's kind of due to there's lower amount of games. But starting off, under, I'm going unders. 230.5 passing yards. And that's at +105.
Ooh, that's a plus number. Okay.
Yep. The Chiefs are only giving up 167.5 passing yards a game. That's 4th in the NFL. They have the 2nd most sacks. I think I touched on it earlier. Tua is 0-4 in games under 45 degrees. This is supposed to be a negative degree weather. 55% completions, 4 TDs, 5 interceptions. He doesn't play well in cold weather. Chiefs defense is good. I think variety of factors coming in to get this under.
I like it. I like the plus money as well. I wasn't expecting that from you. The first one I'm going to pick, I'm going to take a guy that I've been riding a little bit. He's hot since Joe Flacco's been there, and that is Njoku. And the last two games I've picked, not on the pod, but just on my personal card, that I've took his receiving total, they've hit in the first half. And not that I think that's going to be the case today, but his receiving yards is at 56.5. I'm going to go over that. That's at minus 115. Seems to be his favorite target. Somehow seems to just leak out into an open space and then be able to like get some chunk plays. Like what Joe Flacco is doing with them, and so I will ride the 56.5 for David Njoku.
Yeah, Michael loves his tight end.
Yep. And so with that, Stone has his first pick. He only has two this week. He is taking Pacheco over 66.5 rushing, and that is at minus 115. It is going to be a snow game. You know, when the Chiefs have been successful, they have ran the ball or given him the ball a lot. Um, yeah, and so if I'm not mistaken, he thinks they're going to win. He probably thinks they're going to run the clock out a little bit. He has minus 4.5 on his best bet on the player side or on the game side. So 66.5 rushing for Pacheco for Stone. All right.
That one, Miami has a good rush defense, but they are banged up. They're really banged up, so we'll see.
I don't think Miami's really beaten anybody either. They have like no signature wins.
Yeah. Well, them and
Yeah, exactly. All right. So your second pick, Jamie.
Again, going back to my game picks, I like Baker Mayfield over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Again, this one is positive. This is plus 14.
115?
114. 114. The Eagles' pass is terrible. They are second to last. I don't like, they're going to be passing the ball. The only thing they're good at is somewhat stopping the run. And like I said, Mike Evans and Chris Godwin's ready to tear it up. So, they can even throw a passing touchdown to Rashard White. So, I like this line a lot.
Yeah, when Baker was hot, it seemed like he was doing this very easily. For the last couple of games, has not exactly been, not exactly been exactly. He missed this for me last week, is where I'm going with that. Took it out on this one.
Well, they
still
weren't
like
playing
it. So my last pick, and it's another. I'm still like, it bothers me. See, they already took it off. Last week, just so everyone remembers, I took Christian Watkins over on his receiving, and the guy didn't even play. And so he had his total up there. I was going to get it again just to make a little comeback on the same bet. But that has since disappeared. So it seems like he's not going to play. So with that, a guy that I've also been kind of riding with this year, Jayden Reed. I'm taking Reed. He did not get me a touchdown last week, but I'm going to go Reed over 49.5 receiving. I don't think that's unreasonable. If they are losing, like Vegas is projecting here. Whoa, I jacked up the whole spreadsheet. If they are losing like Vegas is insinuating here, they're going to have to pass the ball in the second half. He is their number one receiver, or at least it seems that way. 49.5, get to 50, get a win there is, I think that's not an overwhelming number. So I'm taking him on that.
All right.
Yeah, I wish he would have got a touchdown last week so he could have hit the touchdown parlay, but yeah, that has not been the case. And so Stone's final player pick is going to be Baker Mayfield. So he's going on the Mayfield train as well. He's going over 237.5 passing at minus 115. Yeah, I like Mayfield. I think he's had a great season. They're really happy with what he's provided. He was really hot there for a short period of time. He has since cooled off. He's lost me a little bit in the last couple weeks, but Jamie and Stone believe in him this week. And so we got the touchdowns on the board and we got the passing yards. So with that, myself and Stone are kind of closed out. And so you get 2 picks for the final 2.
Yeah, so speaking of, the Browns again, going back to this Browns game and quarterbacks, Joe Flacco, his pass attempts over 37.5 pass attempts for Joe. And I did not look at the spread for this. Hold on, give me a second.
It was just such a guarantee you didn't even have to look at it.
I'm looking at it. Oh my goodness! But while I'm doing this, he's averaged 41.3 pass attempts over the last 5 games. Houston is the 23rd passing defense. So, all right, that's at minus 110.
Minus 110.
Point of order there. Get myself
Oh, yeah.
back in. And then lastly, I want to do James Cook over on his rush attempts. It's going to be 15 and a half attempts, 15.5. And that's at minus 125. So a little chalk here.
Mm-hmm.
Steelers have the 19th ranked run defense. I expect the Bills to blow them out. They don't have T.J. Watt. Defense, is not 100%. So, I think the Bills go up, especially in a snowy game. They're going to keep pounding the rock.
Yeah, I didn't have, or at least with the one I'm using, didn't have any player props on this game yet, probably because of the move, probably because of that. Um, I have in my notes from last week, just I take notes when I watch the game because I'm a nerd. Um, Josh Allen's rushing attempts have been getting absolutely smacked every single week. He runs the ball not any chance he gets, but he has no problem running the ball, putting his head down. So not only James Cook on carries, um, one of my honorable mentions that I had in my notes but I didn't get a line for it was uh, Josh Allen rushing attempts on that. And when they play good, he's kind of scooting about out there, and so they'll probably carry that with them into the playoffs. All right, so that's gonna. What's up?
I said absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's going to close us out for the player side, just so everyone can see where we're at here. Um, Now we're kind of going to go to the touchdown side. This was, I don't know when to say criminal last week, but um, we hit the first 2 legs, and then I have been hot on this category for a while, and in fact, 8 and 7 or 10 and 7 at the time, and all we needed was a Reed touchdown to hit the touchdown parlay, and we could not do that. He let us down, and so with that, um, we are in the negative half unit on this bet for the season. We need to hit one in the next 2 to get positive for the season. So the pressure is on, and we are running out of, let's say, players to make this happen. So uh, I'll start with Stone just because I already have his. He picked Mike Evans. Now I think that has to be an error because I think Evans has already been taken. I think he picked him a couple weeks ago. Um, I'll text him. I'll get an update on that. Maybe I'll pass it over to you. Um, yeah.
I need you to check. Is Devontae Smith, is he up there?
I do not have a.
D Smith.
I do have a D Smith. I lied. It was early.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then my backup is I'm going to go with Dallas Goddard.
I love
He's
it.
not up.
No, he is not on there.
Plus 235.
Plus 235.
Yeah.
That is some serious numbers.
Someone has to score. Like I said, the Bucs defense is good against the run.
Mm-hmm.
AJ probably going to scoot in, but maybe they throw one, hopefully, to Goddard.
All right, so I'm going to take, and I don't see him on the list, so let me make sure I got the odds right. I'm going to take Njoku, and that's at 175. What's up?
That was one I was going to say to give to Stone, but yeah, that works.
Yeah, so the Stones only sent me one touchdown, and it was Mike Evans. He did send me a Diggs line. I don't want to give him one that. What's up?
Didn't we pick? I thought we picked. Do we not? Maybe he's been sucking so bad we haven't picked Diggs.
I don't see him here. I don't see him on the list. But then the
Put
other
a,
thing is, what's up?
I was gonna say put him in as like conditional, and then you can change it later.
Yeah, I'll text him and we'll get it locked in. Either of those are going to be, even if that was a plus 150, we're looking at a plus 2,200 parlay here for the week. So um, should be should get some value on that. We got two tight ends on the board. I'll get an update from Stone and
Diggs was plus 140 by the way.
plus 140. So if we gave him Diggs, it would be plus 2,100 on the parlay, which would be a pretty good return on the investment there. Um, but then maybe he would want Godwin because I think he's riding a Tampa Bay, vibe here. So anyway, anything else you want to add, Jamie, before we close out for the week?
No, hoping for some good playoff games. This is always a great time. So I just want some good games.
Yeah, I hope that you and James enjoy the Steelers game on Monday.
Going tomorrow. So.
Yeah. Oh man. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. So with that, everybody, gamble responsibly. Thanks for joining us. We got one more episode or one more evolution of this before the season ends. And so that's it. We'll close up shop with that. Thanks for joining us.